goodness gracious, the cameras got messed up because Maya left for a second. Oops.
What?
I had them fixed when you were frozen.
No, I didn't. I'm right here.
No, I know. When you froze, though, they were fixed. Hello, my friends, and welcome to tonight's episode of The Astral Calling here on twitch.tv/tabletop rolls. Before we get started, a few announcements, mostly programming announcements for the week, as we have some fun stuff program-wise coming up. Number one, we have, of course, every single Saturday, the Tabletop Bros return. Come see Will, Matt, Chad, and Crystal Calf, resident friend extraordinaire, as we play through Baldur's Gate 3. One day I'll finish this game.
The creche entirely without Lae'zel because it's a 4-person party already.
Yeah.
So we have to determine who's going in the machine.
Yes, and Calf.
Good luck with those checks and not frying your brain.
Well, he is the wisdom-based class, so send Calf. Well, I guess, or Chad, because cleric. But then, of course, on Sunday we have Cozy Co-op. Join Will, Emily, and Sarah as we finish off Sunhaven. Probably this week or next week we'll be done with that, and then we'll be jumping back into Stardew Valley, hopefully with the update, for us to strive for perfection in Stardew Valley. Then on Mondays we have the Strength of Thousands Adventure Path. Matt GMs that one. McKenna plays Avi Avi in that one. I play Igora in that one. And join us this week as we faff about. I think we've succeeded with the ritual for Mercedes. We've just finished with the ritual for Mercedes, and now I think we're going to be breaking some trees. Doing some forestry, some clear chopping.
Is Will just hoping to get away from this Mercedes? Or
it's the complete non-response from Matthew that is kind of sending me.
I'm sorry. I got distracted by something. Please repeat what you just said.
Don't worry about it. Then on Tuesday night, we continue our playthrough of Remnant 2 with Datafang, one of the developers of the game. It's a good time. Come and watch us play on the hardest available mode for new characters, and watch us struggle for fun. Yes, Chad? Do you have something to say?
Words conflicted with each other.
Yeah, fair enough. But then, of course, on Wednesday this week, we're going to be having our Valentine's special. Come join us for the Starbind Festival.
Starbind?
Yes, Starbind Festival.
Huh.
A lovely spring festival in a small town, a small village, that the train the party is on is going to make a stop in for the festival. Join us with 2 special guests for that stream. You'll have to wait to see who they are, as it should be a good time. I've given Matt some very specific graphic design instructions for the overlay for it, and I'm really excited.
Really hope one of them is your girlfriend. It would make me so sad if she was not spending the evening with you.
I mean, to be fair, initially the plan was, we're doing Valentine's Day on Sunday. I have her gift. It's right over there. I have some dinner plans made up for us. It's going to be a really good night.
Hey, good.
And then we're going
that's your way of saying, no, it's not your girlfriend.
And then we're going to be playing Cozy Co-op. Who knows? You'll have to come to the stream to find out. Will I be a disappointment? Come to find out. Then, on Friday, we have The Astral Calling.
Already wild.
The show you're watching right now. And why are you watching the show? Well, it's because of the fantastic cast that we have. And, of course, I'm going to start off with the most fantastic of them all. The always lovely, always royal Rosalie, playing Luna tonight. How are you doing tonight?
I'm God's favorite.
It's true.
That's so true.
The dice agree. Yeah. We've seen how you roll.
Even when you're not here to roll for your character, you're still rolling.
Truly.
Very that.
And Rose, a lovely little question for you this evening. One that has been percolating through my mind. Rose, if you got transported to a fantasy world and we're given the chance to pick any sort of set of abilities that you would want to have while in that world, what would it be?
Can I just keep my luck but make it more magical where I can control it?
Yeah.
Okay, great, that.
All right, cool.
I want just EX absurd, like protagonist luck.
All right.
Like, a la Beaufry.
Alabofery? Okay, so...
A la, like, Beaufry, where she just keeps
Loways
looking
her way.
into new abilities and being open. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta love Maple's story.
I
Then... moving right along, though, of course, we have everyone's favorite Goblin Grandma, and someone who will probably be leaving in the near future for a little bit of time, sadly, but they have plays to be in and actual swords to swing. Maya, playing Rash. How are you doing tonight, Maya? And if you got transported into a fantasy world, what type of power set would you want for yourself?
I'm doing good. Exhausted, but good. Glad to be here. Swinging imaginary swords
Nope.
as well as fake swords or real swords. Yes. Oh God, power. If I got transported into
you
a
got
fantasy
isekai,
realm, or
yes.
if I had magical. Okay, if I got
Rose,
isekai.
if we use the isekai word, McKenna will tune out. That's why I didn't use
She was tuning out anyway. She knows how to spell.
See,
You can't just go
Rose-
like the D-O-G. Like, McKenna, she's educated. She's got this.
She's educated.
Here, wait.
Educated.
Wait. We can distract
know.
McKenna. Look,
I
shiny
appreciate
dice.
that Rose is so in tune to me via Zoom that I didn't even have to say a goddamn word. She knew.
I just I'm still trying to think of like what power set I'd want. I think I'd just want like, you know what? I would just want mega healing, like super mega healing.
Nice.
I feel like that comes in way more clutch than anything else.
Don't
Does-
need healing if you were too lucky to get hurt.
Does it say something about me that I immediately think how horrifyingly wrong having massive healing powers could go?
No.
I mean, yeah,
No.
it
Like
could go
you get thrown in lava and you just can't die.
can't die.
Yeah,
Drowning.
massive healing
Drowning's
is
happened.
not
Wolverine
massive
problem.
exemption from pain necessarily.
Speaking of
Yeah.
massive exemption from pain.
I still would go with that one.
Speaking of massive exemption from pain, someone who I'm going to exempt from pain this night by not talking about astrology, we have Chad playing Vim.
In my resentment of a isekai question,
Mhm.
talking about exempting me from pain while subjecting me to this nonsense, the only power worth having is dimension hopping to get my ass back out of there and refuse
Oh,
your isekai.
Dimension hopping's fun.
Fair enough. Speaking of dimension hopping, someone who jumps through multiple dimensions on a daily basis, we have everyone's favorite graphic artist, Matt, playing Darius.
Everyone's favorite. That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, Matt, you're fucking awesome.
Why, thank you, sir. That's very kind of you to say.
But is graphic design your passion?
It is, actually. I've been working on a shirt design for that. But it'll be a million years before I finish it, because to show that graphic design is my passion, it has to be really good. And you know me, even to get something out normally, I am very hard to satisfy. But yes, I'm here to play Darius, our Forge Cleric. And we'll just reiterate the question exactly for me again. I want to make sure I get this right.
If you got isekai, what type of power set would you want?
I want to be a living suit of armor.
All right.
Why?
Any particular reason?
Okay, Alphonse Elric.
That's
Yeah,
my
that
thoughts
seems-
exactly.
I
It
feel
get-
like
it's-
we all know
Matthew.
how horrible that goes.
It deals
Matthew,
with a
play
lot of
with me.
problems.
The
One day I'm going to manually give you a second to joke.
I was
Also, grown men shouldn't say that on a live stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
the
That was
trip
not. That was not tasty.
the,
Full Alchemist.
the trip from
So I have to
immediately pointing out the horrors of instant healing to I immediately saying I want to be a living suit of armor
Yes.
is an interesting route to take.
I wish to abandon the flesh, for the flesh is weak.
I mean, I get you.
But
I get
then
you.
can't
But I
eat
would go
apple
like
pie.
ghost route rather than like make me
This is how-
intangible.
This is how
Ghost Route
Matthew
is-
becomes an Elden Ring boss.
I
Ghost
like
Route
sleeping
is,
too much.
Ghost Realm is potentially interesting because I could possess a lot of things and there'd be versatility there.
There's a lot of good ghost
Now
strikes.
you're appealing to the pragmatism in me. Like,
See, I thought about this. This is why Charlotte exists, McKenna, because that section of my brain that is like, yes, abandon the flesh, become immortal and invincible and forever, like young looking.
But Charlotte can eat hamburgers.
She can and she does.
I like the pleasures of the flesh too much to abandon it entirely.
For the members of the stream, Rose and McKenna are talking about a Monster of the Week campaign that they have played in that they haven't had a session in how many long?
Too long, but Mel wants to bring it back. The DM wants to bring it back. We'll see.
My issue with the,
Godspeed to them.
Also, I
They
thought of an
have our
alternative power
numbers.
answer.
They do. They're just very busy and very
my issue with the living
bad
suit
at
of armor
starting things.
is as soon as you encounter like a kind of rainy season, you're on a time.
Oh, yeah,
you're
rust.
you're on a timer from that point.
not necessarily. If I'm made of like gold, like gold doesn't.
Not only
bad
that,
rain.
but
Gold is so malleable. I would
Yeah,
use
that
once
was
great
again,
good
with
idea.
armor.
the Alphonse
That was
thing,
just an
if
example
somebody
against
is
the rain. There are
in you
possibilities for things.
controlling you, that's a problem.
That's
We're making
true.
a
What if
lot
you
of
ended up in a
assumptions about the
Martell
rules of this.
situation?
We are
Or someone...
we are dealing with a lot of assumptions about the rules of this magical world.
You know, I'm just
Well,
happy
you
that
haven't given us anything to work with.
Well,
I
you
know,
know
because
what?
that's
You said,
what the
I want to
question
be a
was.
sentient suit of
Hey,
armor.
you're the only one of us that chose to be something where somebody could crawl inside you. That's your fault.
I don't
not
like
ours.
that. I don't like the way you phrase that.
That is
no.
your fault, not ours.
Matt is the fursuit.
Ooh, I could infiltrate places by killing someone and then stuffing their body inside me.
That's them infiltrating you.
Oh,
Yeah,
because they don't have
that's how
control
that
anymore
works.
because they're dead.
You're not in disguise.
They're reverse skin suit.
That's nothing.
I don't think that's how that.
That's not a thing.
So
How
then our
infiltration-
next player
Then,
on
of
the
course,
list
last but not
is
least, someone who is
It's just
functionally
you.
someone who is functionally immortal because of all the lovely artwork that they have created. We have McKenna, also known as McKenna Ray Art, playing Evie tonight. McKenna, other than the conversation that we just had, how are you doing today? Where can they find you on the internet? If someone can put !art in the chat to link to McKenna's TikTok. And if you got Isekai Fantasy Power Set, what you want?
How did I get here?
What series
her
of
power
life-
set was to
Cooper.
get out of this.
What choices have I made in my life to get to this point?
Ask Cooper the question.
Hi, Cooper.
Howdy. I like the point we're at. It sounds desperate and in pain.
Yeah. Um,
Good words for it.
a good summation of the journey that I've just been on in the last 10 to 15 minutes.
Desperate.
Piece of candy.
In, out. Everyone, I'm McKenna Ray Tynan. Tonight I'm playing Evie, Experiment 3, version 13, our resident alchemist. And my go-to superpower that I would always reach for is like shape-shifting. If I truly just get to pick my own power, because that could be as something as little as tweaking the shape of my nose if I was not feeling it that day, or just being a bird for a day. Both sound great. There's a lot of versatility there, and that's the one that I've always gone with. However,
Okay, Nimona.
recent events have caused me to consider that maybe just yeah, the one that Chad did with the I don't want to be on this planet anymore.
Fair. I did have the thought of like shape shifting is real fucking cool.
Yeah, that's my go-to.
As long as you don't feel it.
Nice.
Oh, God.
And
Yeah.
Last
I think I'd do it anyway.
Last but not least, hello there, I'm Will, also known as Tabletop Rolls, on the internet. Chat, tonight I'm trying something new. You see, when I run games in person, I'm usually standing for the entirety of them. So I'm going to try that for the stream, because I always feel like I'm more into it when I'm standing up GMing, and yeah. But as far as my fantasy power would be, I would, there's a couple that I would debate myself on, but I think the one that I would end with would be, I just want to be really good with a big ass fucking sword.
You don't need to
Just
be
let me
You
be.
don't need a
Just let
superpower
me
for that,
be.
Will.
I
Just
do
let
that
me
in
be.
this universe.
Just let
I
me
think
be a
he's thinking-
champion fighter
I think he's thinking
in
like
the fantasy world.
anime big sword, in
Do
which
you
case
intentionally
you
like-
pick the
do.
most
like-
boring
Two,
option?
No, I
two
just
bodies
like it.
on top of each other,
I just
anime
like it.
sword.
Yeah, I mean,
Listen,
we're
magic,
talking
just
about,
only
like,
sword.
Oh, you knew exactly who that was directed at.
Let me just enjoy my basic thing. Like, I just want like a big old cloud strife sword, swing, 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 and have
You
a
could
good
just
time.
say super strength.
I think
Yeah,
you mean Zack's sword.
What's clouds now?
Clouds now. Don't get pedantic, Matthew.
I mean, if you're gonna get pedantic, it's saying
Super
Geo's
strength.
sword.
Will
But we
wants
don't need to
super
talk
strength.
about
We all
Crisis Core.
heard it.
Telling me not to be
but-
pedantic? Oh, that
Right.
train has left the station.
I'm saying we can go back further. It
We're
wasn't
such a
originally Zack's
functional
sword either.
family.
We are,
So beautiful.
but it's such a fun.
I also
one.
want to change my answer, Will. I want to change my answer
Go ahead.
to
Go ahead, Maya. Change your
to-
answer.
regression. I would love a regression power where I can just bit bop back in time to like redo a mistake. If it has to have a time limit on it, I'm okay with a time limit. But
How about like a
to
re-zero
redo a mistake?
situation?
A save
Yeah.
Like
point
you'd want
So,
to
like-
do the mistake.
no, McKenna. No. I know where your mind is jumping to. No.
Well, that's the words that you said. I'd be a very good genie.
terrible.
And
No, I
an
would want
endless
to, I
hell
want
loop.
to fix the mistake.
All right. Well, I think on that note, that's all of our major announcements. That's all of our cast introductions, and let's just get right into episode 50 of the Astral Calling. So far on the Astral Calling, we met our party as the Sunseeker. The ship they were on was docked in Gilded Garden. After some adventures in port collecting supplies, passengers, and a dine and dash, our party made it to the Astral Sea. While traveling with the Sunseeker, they are attacked by pirates, and it's discovered that Valduke Orley, one of the passengers that they brought onto the ship, is in fact a black dragon in disguise. Our heroes were then tricked by Myark, the ship's engineer, into an escape pod and dropped onto an uncharted planet with Aaronhart and Millis, two other passengers. After escaping the overgrown planet, our party made their way to the Ambrosia Rose system on their very own Spelljammer, a very old model, so old that it's not been seen in some time. Once they arrived at the Astral Elf Academy, our party discovered an unsettling plot that was going to overtake the school and possibly the Ambrosia Rose system. Whilst they were dealing with that, they successfully managed to save it. On their way out of the school, our party went into the Astral Sea to go get their bounties cleared, and in the process of doing so, they gained a treasure map. Whilst they went, and after having a bounty hunter try to get them, and convincing her that no, we're not guilty, just let us kind of get our innocence proven and we'll deal with this, our party went on another adventure. They went and they found a treasure map that they had gotten, and they went and found its location, where they met Osclin, Valduke Orley's older brother. As they explored the hunter's demise and learnt about the sun-starved devil, our party gained a little bit more of experience and helped free Osclin from their devilish bond. After doing so, they returned to Helios, back in the Marred Poppy system, where they were able to pay for their bounty to be cleared. Whilst they were waiting for that to happen, they did a quick little job for Helios and went and explored an abandoned lab, which turned out to be one of Dr. Toletio's labs, the person responsible for Evie, Vim, and maybe Luna? Who knows?
I don't.
Not the amnesiac, that too.
After dealing with that abandoned lab and discovering what happened there, our party went back to Helios and were told that their bounties were cleared. However, there was a bit of a problem that Helios was having with some researchers that went missing in an area of wild space. When our party arrived, they were sucked into a wormhole and found themselves in a parallel universe where plants have basically overtaken everything. After recovering, one of the researchers, a Mao named Nito, who also happened to be Darius's partner, they fought their way through the dimension and made their way home. Then they decided to help Nito get back home and rest up for a little bit, after being pulled into another dimension. And when they arrived in the Mao homeworld, they learnt about a number of children that had gone missing. Not wanting any Mao missing from the litter, Darius and the rest of the party began to look into this. Whilst they were doing so, they discovered that the cult that was infiltrating the Elven school way back when had been also operating on Darius's homeworld. Trying to put a stop to this, our party infiltrated in a meeting of the cult where they met the harbingers of the Calistigia order. Words. Darius, promptly angered by their blasphemy, spoke up and proceeded to begin a fight, which caused Evie to die.
Temporary.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Luckily, she got better thanks to some magic.
Yay!
And after Rash was able to escape their imprisonment while Maya was doing another play, the children were freed and the Mao homeworld was saved from the cult's activities. After this, Evie and Luna decided it was time for their first date, going to one of Dr. Tolatiel's old labs, where Luna was quickly tricked into a pod and brain snatched by a inferior version of Evie. Whilst in the simulation, our party made their way through a variety of challenges and ultimately foiled the last version of Evie's plans to body snatch Luna and the rest of the party. After exiting the simulations, our party discovered that the entirety of the Ambrosia Row system, home of the Astral Elves, had been swallowed by some form of darkness. Being a little bit skeeved out by it and not sure what they could actually do, they decided to pursue another lead they had, a pixie known as Peaceful Peace Blossom that they had freed earlier on was causing some trouble on Vim's homeworld, so they decided to go there and check it out. While there, they saw the idyllic state that Peaceful Peace Blossom had. Idyllic state. There you go. Idyllic state that Peaceful Peace Blossom had presented to them. And after the dream was shattered and the nightmare underneath of it was revealed, our party decided to put a stop to this fairy invasion. After some adventures on this Fae planet, and some nightmares caused by Vim not fully understanding their abilities over dreams, our party successfully dethroned the fairy despot and freed the world and put it back into a dreamlike state. And that is where we are picking up. Our party has had an evening of rest in now what is Mother Myrtle's castle. It has now changed into like a cottagecore castle, so like the roofs are like moss and garden beds. And there's like mushroom stems for pillars. It's very nice. And yeah, that's exactly where we're picking up.
Darius is immediately concerned about the structural integrity of this place.
Well, Darius, as you are investigating the structural integrity, why don't you describe your character for us?
Should have spoken while I had a candy in my mouth. Darius is, I suppose you could generally describe as a kind of cat centaur, where he has the lower body of a large kind of, brownish tawny colored cat, but then where the cat's head would be is, in fact, the torso of a cat person. He wears a... Actually, we picked this up somewhere. It is a full plate set of armor, I believe. Just double checking. Yeah, plate armor.
Oh wow,
kind
it's a cat.
Yeah. Blue robes underneath. He carries a hammer with him for well, actually a mace for combat, but he has various hammers, all sorts, because he is a blacksmith by trade. He is actually here on a sort of cultural journey that is common for his religious order called the Far Wander, where he travels throughout the stars. He attempts to learn and make discoveries, and then bring the knowledge back to his people on the homeworld, where eventually he will live out probably the rest of his life with his partner Nito. And he has a habit of prefacing sentences by trying to explain his emotional state, because a lot of the communication of his people is done through very subtle facial tics and stuff that a lot of other races don't pick up. So, apologetically, he has to explain his emotions at times.
Nice. As we continue around the table, we see another one of our party members. Rash, why don't you describe your character to us?
Rash is a very, very short goblin creature. She has normal goblin features as far as that goes. The biggest thing about the Rash is she is very, very old. She has served her time in the Goblin Wars in the Corps. She is a veteran. She is now since retired. And this is her new lease on life. She's done the family thing. She's done the million kids and grandkids. And she now is experimenting with a new form of retirement in the form of like a traveling retirement that she's heard all these newfangled people are doing. Where she is now a hired mercenary aboard and has found herself with this crew as their cook, for the most part. Mostly just because she really likes cooking. She didn't really volunteer for the cook job at first. It just sort of happened. And then,
Oh, no, go ahead.
Oh yeah, and then she's mostly wearing like kind of almost just like a regular little granny outfit with like this wonderful little babushka scarf that McKenna put on her that I absolutely adore. And then she's got some light armor. I think she's got like studded leather armor, so she's got some armor but not a lot. She's mostly just quick and buff. And then her main weapon is she would call it a giant cast iron pan. It's really mostly a normal sized cast iron pan, but to her it's giant. And it has since gained some magical abilities thanks to Darius.
Nice. Well, speaking of newfangled and magical abilities, we have, of course, as we continue down the table, two characters sitting beside each other, I would assume. Luna, Evie, why don't the two of you describe your characters in whichever order you would like to do so?
After you.
Okay, so Luna is our party's resident amnesiac. She puts the pal in paladin, and she is a rabbit person with mostly human features. She's got bunny ears and a tail, though. And she's got pink hair and usually wears a purple coat with sort of a galaxy pattern to it, although she's recently gotten a magical wardrobe that lets her swap out her outfits for basically whatever she wants at this point. So we'll see if she gets some new outfits. If you have suggestions for what you'd like Luna to wear in a particular episode, put them in the chat. I'll see if I can throw them in there.
Dressmaker mini game.
She has her treasured weapon and oldest friend, technically a sword friend, which is a magical sentient like whip sword, chain sword. Think like Ivy's sword from Soul Calibur, or a saber Astolfo from Fate. And she's on a quest to go to the moon to get back her memories.
The moon.
Which moon?
I don't know, all of them. Why not?
That's a lot
Gal Paladin.
of moons. Galadin?
Just gals being paladins.
This gals being pals.
Put that on a shirt.
Paladins.
This
Right? I need
Galadin
a, I need like a
That's
little
actually really
sticker with
cute.
gals being paladins.
Well, Emily.
She's also now technically got 2 levels of fighter too, so.
But that's not as rhymey.
No, it's not, but it's there.
Well, if Luna's the fighter, of course there is the lover. We have Evie.
That's such an interesting way to describe this character.
Because
You
it's
could be a
the
lover
lover.
or a fighter.
Yeah.
She does adore
Thank you, Rose.
Luna, but of the two of them, I don't know if I would consider her she's an odd bird.
While they are both pink, I would say that
They
Luna
are
is
both
pinky
pink.
and Evie is the brain.
It's the brain. That's very true. Evie is a little plasmoid artificer. She is an ooze, and she is usually a bright kind of cotton candy pink all over. But she has endeavored very hard to make herself her very own chromatophores, so her color tends to change and shift with her mood. But pink is her default setting. She has sort of shaped herself into the form of, a young-ish woman with a little lab coat and little pigtails. The pigtails, the arms, they're all prehensile tentacles to her, so it's a crapshoot as to which one is picking up and putting down the objects that she is interacting with.
Evie is the Sylveon of the party.
Sylveon?
Hasn't quite put
Sylveon.
together, like, oh yeah, it's always supposed to be the hand-looking ones.
Yeah, exactly. And also, I think her lab coat has like 2 long sleeves on it because articulating individual fingers is just kind of a pain in the ass. She'll do it to hold hands with Luna.
I'm not gonna
Other
read
than
this.
that,
Evie has always given me. Oh, geez, it's been so long since I watched
I feel like
the
you can
She.
still have like a mitten hand for that.
It's been so long since I watched the She-Ra series.
I'm not gonna render fingers.
Science Girl, She-Ra.
Entrapta.
Untrapta.
It is
Princess
big
Entrapta.
That's a
Entrapta
name.
energy.
Yeah.
Aww.
Chad, don't you say a goddamn word about She-Ra, Princesses of Power. I swear to God, I will
It's
fight
so
North
good.
A lot
Carolina.
of
I'm
the
just-
characters
I'm
are
just saying-
relic
So
from
good.
older times.
I'm just saying, that's a name.
Relic from
It's a
the
good
80s, but it's a great name.
I think that's Evie. I think maybe the only notable features on her besides that is that her facial features are similarly a little bit on the cartoony side. They're placed there deliberately so that she can emote to people, because otherwise she wouldn't have a means of doing that.
I mean, she could
Besides doing
always
what
just
Darius
say,
did.
yeah.
It's a very visual version of what Darius does with the concerned. But that's just Evie trying to be normal in a world that no such thing exists.
Well, speaking of visual changes, a party member who's recently gone through a number of them, Vim, why don't you describe Vim as they are now to us?
Vim is a little Mothman. Very, very galaxy colored, dark blues, purples, little pinkish reds. His wings have little pinpoints of white that kind of look like distant stars that look like they might move a little bit when he's flying, billowing his wings around. He's got a little bit of fringe around that almost looks like a fuzzy collar, but it's really it's part of him. It's like kind of almost looking like spun gold, and big, very, very fey-like feathery eyebrows that stick very far off the sides of his head. Recently wearing a nice, stylish Fey chain shirt, crafted by Darius, and always carrying around his emerald hand crossbow.
Nice.
And possibly currently working out how one would, with his little like spindly barb hands, work the 4 desiccated fingers he now has to use as lockpicks.
I missed the bug nubs.
I do not.
We have an entire episode called "A Farewell to Nubs."
Mm-hmm.
Yep, they're gone now.
They are. You are now nubless.
Sad.
But yeah, so that is where we're picking up. As you are all around the table, possibly having a lovely little breakfast. There's some nice little waffles and things that have been prepared for you. It's not as extravagant as it was when Peace Blossom was in charge, but you know. Now everyone's eating instead of just her friends. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rash proceeds to go through her bandolier of spices to like spruce up the meal.
These face spices ain't shit, huh?
Actually, I do want to experiment with some of the face spices as well. Like, what do we got here?
Mother Myrtle has prepared for you like a to-go
Spices.
box of Fey spices.
Delightful.
There's a variety of powders here for you, Rash,
You know
as
what we're
well as
saying.
some strange dried leaves. But just add 1 rainbow set of Fey spices to your inventory, and yes, each color of the rainbow does something different.
Yay!
Ooh,
Yay,
exciting.
spices.
This is why I asked. Rainbow face spices.
So I believe in reading the room, I don't think everybody is yet on board with the let's go kill a dragon plan. I think we were maybe a 2v3 on that one.
I didn't vote.
I think it was more like 2 of us seemed pretty enthusiastic about it and nobody else did.
I mean, hell, we just fucked up a fairy. She seems
Like a
pretty
powerful
powerful.
fairy, and like like a
Oh,
powerful
I have
fairies.
heard that fairy beats dragon in rock, paper, scissors. So that means that we can beat dragon.
I'm with
version of
Luna
rock,
on
paper,
this one for
scissors are you playing
sure.
that has
I-
dragon and fairy in it?
the right one. I'm going to agree on this on principle.
I don't. But then wouldn't it be called rock, paper, scissors, fairy, dragon? Are there more?
There are more. There is water, fire, grass, electric, normal, fighting, flying, steel, psychic. There's a lot.
When you add more, you don't
Ice.
have to necessarily add them all to the title because then that gets really cumbersome. You just keep
But
the
fairy beats dragon.
title.
You will have to explain this to me at a later date. I'm just thinking that we finally know where Dr. Tolatio is, and he moves around a lot, so...
Oh yeah, so if we're gonna get him, we should go where he's gonna be at.
Well, yes, if we want to find him and help
Yeah, if we want to get him.
with the... Yeah, get him... Help?
Yes.
Yeah, if we want to get him.
You keep saying that in a weird way, and I don't understand.
I don't believe so. I believe
I
I'm
do
saying it
not
in a normal
disagree,
way.
Vim.
As Mother
There is a
Myrtle.
weird energy at this table, and I do not understand where it came from. Can you clarify?
It's very possible it is the room we are in. Just to clarify, we are in a strange place that is possibly being supported by giant mushroom stalks.
No, it is less the architecture and more the tone of voice.
I mean, one leads to another.
Oh,
possibly.
I believe he is saying it this way because he thinks that Dr. Tolatio is not very nice to you and is probably not a good person.
Well, I suppose the version in the alternate universe that we went through, yes. But I don't think he's much like that version.
I guess we'll have to just do the math on that one when we get him.
Yes.
Either way, we
He's good
should
at
be
math.
getting him.
Yeah, I
Getting him
agree. We should
what?
be getting him.
Getting him for the dragon
Birthday
issue.
gift.
Oh, we can do both. He can definitely help with the dragon issue. And also, he has. Well, I guess it's been like what, 6 months? Has Tolotio's birthday passed?
It has. It's coming up. It's in the next couple of weeks.
Imagine trying to keep track of dates across multiple planets.
There's galactic.
Gotta be the
Stardate.
intergalactic,
There's
like,
galactic
Stardate.
standard time. Yeah.
I gotta imagine how complicated that is.
Well, there's
Once-
galactic standard time, and then
Once
each
you get
planet
everybody
has
to
its own
follow.
time.
My brain just broke a little bit.
Yeah, I don't want to think about that one too hard, especially in terms
planets-
of different suns.
If a space shuttle is traveling at
So the way that dates are worked, because now this is important clarification. So there is a standard astral time, which is off of Gilded Gardens because it's considered like the oldest like civilized planet that still
Was.
like has that. No, Gilded Garden is still around. It's the Ambrosial Rose system got eaten up by darkness.
They're
But
all so flowery.
they are,
I'll keep
everything is
forgetting.
everything's flower themed in this universe because I wanted it to be pretty. But Gilded Garden
And like
is
that's
considered,
why they're doing Gilden Garden? That feels
Gilded Garden is considered to be like the center of the universe, so their time is what's kept as galactic standard time.
interesting.
And
Feels
then
very colonizing.
the
but
world
that's just
literally revolves around them.
after Gilded Garden, then basically every other planet has like their own time system that's like a local time, but astral time is always on Gilded Garden time. Just for ease of that and not any brain breaking.
All
It
right.
can't break if you don't think too hard about it.
Luna, that's genius. He's got a birthday coming up, so I should get to work on something for him.
Okay.
I
What
wish
does he
I could-
like?
Well, he likes
I
math.
should make a good impression.
Leaving. What?
Oh.
Huh?
I mean, I'm sure
What?
he'll like you.
That was funny, Chad.
Evie completely missed it.
Evie, I'm going out to get cigarettes. Stay here.
Science cigarettes.
I want that as a drawing.
Is Drift Away from Steven Universe on Evie's playlist? Because it should be.
No.
God,
Don't
what's
open that
again?
wound.
It's Spinella's song about rose quartz, just leaving her stranded on an island, on a little island planet for like
She's
millennia.
also a poor little pink girl.
No, but maybe it should be. Ouch. Maybe once Evie figures out what everybody else has already figured out, it can go on the playlist. But right now, she doesn't feel sad about it. Because what does she have to feel sad about? She's gonna go see the doctor again. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be such a happy
God.
reunion.
Evie's gold medal performance of mental gymnastics.
Rash
everyone.
starts stress cooking in the kitchen all of Evie's favorite foods.
Vim is,
Oh,
for no reason, sharpening his bolts. For no reason.
Oh, Vim, if you want them to be more effective, you want to put little notches in them so they get stuck.
Good thinking.
There
They're
you
going to
go.
be barbed. That's great.
You know, I don't think version 14 is going to be a problem. At least not in the same way EVB was.
Who's said anything about version 14?
I mean, I guess we could run into trouble along the way. I just.
Yeah, or
Was it-
there, or whatever.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the Calistigian Order is everywhere.
Evie, I made some mango jellies for you. Here you go.
Oh, thank you. Pass one to Luna. Evie's
I'm
so
not
happy. Rash, what would you like to receive as a birthday present? Like if you were receiving a birthday present from maybe not a
Evie,
kid,
you
but a
don't need to
family
get me
member.
anything. I have plenty. Trust me, I do not. I barely even celebrate my own birthday anymore. I've gotten so up there, I've lost count.
Still, if you were to give advice to someone who wanted to give a gift to one of their seniors.
Oh, well, if we're talking about in general, well, I don't know. It really depends on the person. I suppose for my own children, I usually get them new weapon supply.
No.
A lot
Would
of
they
them went
get?
into the barbarian trade as well.
What would they get you?
Oh,
I'm trying to think of a good gift for the doctor.
I mean, half of them don't get me anything, which is fine. I'd rather prefer it that way. I don't know. I mean, let's see. Who last got me something that was not? Oh, you know what? I got this leather apron from my nephew Bilkin. That was a very nice gift. The leather apron was very nice.
Does he need a new lab coat?
I was just thinking some new protective gear would be a really excellent gift. I think I can.
I always find a practical gift is the way to go, as far as it's something that they get out of use for, and it's not sitting around collecting dust.
Yes, I agree. Okay, that's what I will work on. Vim, how long did you want to stay with Mother Myrtle? And I sort of look to Mother Myrtle. Would you want to come with us?
I am unfortunately bound to this world. Myself and my coven are responsible for keeping it prospering, for lack of a better word. It is why I've spent so much time here. This is my home, and this planet is as much a part of me as I am of it.
Understood. I thought it would be appropriate to extend the invitation either way.
Also, I very much do not want to see Tolatio again. We had a bit of a falling out. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
May I inquire as to the details of that, or would it be...
I believe for your mental health's sake, it would be best for me not to share.
For my mental health's sake?
Yes. If you would like me to rip off this proverbial band-aid, I'm more than happy to, but
Evie does not use band-aids.
The reason why we split up may be disheartening to you.
Oh. Well, I'm not oblivious to the fact that Tolatio has flaws. I'm sure something that maybe I found endearing was something that somebody else felt was intolerable. That isn't necessarily anyone's fault.
She just looks at Rash, and you notice the kitchen is now starting to cook exactly what you were cooking before. And she just looks back at Evie and says, once...
Rash is like white-knuckling the table.
Once Tolatio was done his experiments with me, he left.
He's good at that.
And proceeded to leave a sort of beacon behind him to draw the forces he assumed were chasing after him to me and the rest of his experiments on this planet as a means of distracting them and protecting himself. Of course, I discovered this beacon and I disarmed it, but it was kind of a dick move.
And then obviously produced some masterful work without him. So
yes, well, I mean, I had his aspirations to work off of him, you know.
Yeah, but he couldn't, No,
he
land
could,
the shot.
He could not perform in that situation.
Oh.
Exactly.
I'm biased here, but I think he also created a masterful work of scientific progress.
Yes,
but
Evie, you are very special.
Thank you.
There you go.
Very modest too.
Yes, thank you.
She is our special pudding.
Yes,
Pinches your
thank
cheek.
you.
Evie is very special.
Yeah,
That you just
Yes,
pudding that you
thank
just
you.
fed jelly to.
the talent at knowing which one of your works is good and which one is not. Not everybody has that.
Well, he knew well enough to leave 3.5 alone. I think that was the correct call.
Mother Myrtle just kind of gives Vim a little pat on the back. Be nice to your younger sister.
I was being nice. I mean, to her.
Well, I suppose it is a good thing he separated himself from his fear then, if that's how he was behaving. That sort of paranoia can really make things difficult. I think that was part of the problem in the other universe as well.
Yeah,
If-
not being able to, just
I-
reckon with things.
I do have one small request for you all. If, whilst you are out and about, you do come across my arc, if you could let them know that he has a home here to return to, I would very much appreciate that.
Evie says nothing and just looks at Vim.
Vim's standing away where his back is kind of to Mother Myrtle, and he's not saying anything either. But
Evie with no irises, I think Mother Myrtle can immediately tell she's doing this to Vim, like... like, what are we gonna tell her about my arc?
Vim's mind is like, I'm gonna conveniently forget to tell him anything of the sort.
I don't think any of us have any intention of speaking to my arc. At least not civilly.
Fair enough. And she just kind of walks off and goes back into the kitchen.
Do you think she's mad at us?
You know what would solve that
In
problem?
my experience, it is not mad but disappointment.
Oh, that's worse.
It's complicated when you it's complicated when you have some kids that are so clearly better than others, and like you're trying not to play favorites, but obviously they're favorites.
I mean, I don't know if it's a matter of favoritism so much as it is one of your children is a malicious, lying, bad person, and the
And
other is
clearly
you.
would be the least favorite.
I mean, you just can't support that kind of behavior. There comes a point as a parent where you just can't engage with that, but I'm sure she's doing okay. She just needs to reconcile with it.
She's been through a lot. It's
Yeah.
been heavy. As much as I would love to stay, like space is getting eaten or something, so I don't think we really have that kind of luxury.
Yup, that's the other reason why, even if it were not for my own personal reasons, I think going to see Dr. Tolatia would be a good idea in learning more about the Calistigian Order and what we can do to stop it. Because I think he is kind of the expert on the subject, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean he kind of brought it in a way, didn't he? Kind of open that door.
Like I said, he has his flaws.
Yep, he is a flaw. So, we're
What?
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 Huh?
Hmm?
So we're gonna follow that lead then, huh?
Yes.
Rash yelling from the kitchen, I've packed many snacks for the road!
Really prepared today.
Sometimes you have to have food prepared for hunger, for comfort snacks, and for just whatever time food might be needed.
That's a good point.
Rash in the kitchen, as you're preparing these stacks, Mother Myrtle just kind of like points to these spices that she give you. When the ball is eventually dropped, I recommend the purple one.
Oh,
Excellent. The purple one The purple one for Evie or the
Is the
Oh.
purple
purple
one
one
for...
The purple
Just-
one for Evie.
just
It's-
crushed up so long?
Excellent.
I like the question is like, is this a purple one to cheer up Evie, to calm down Vim, or to poison Latif?
The third option was the other implication.
Like,
I can prepare identify.
It is much appreciated from one parent to another.
Yes, and listen, I do know how Vim can be sometimes. But thank you for taking such good care of him.
Oh, he is a sweetheart. We all love him dearly. And might I say, you have done a good job with him as well.
I appreciate that. I'm happy he's been able to find more family than just me.
And frankly, you have taught him very many tools of trade that anyone should be proud of a little one to grow up with. I mean, those fingers, what he can do with
Yes. As it occurs to
Insane.
me, she pulls out from a pouch a small box and she hands it to Rash. Rash, if Vim does anything particularly good that you feel is reward worthy, give him this box.
Interesting. I will keep that in mind.
Rash, would you like to open the box to see what's inside of it?
I have a feeling I know what I'm gonna
What's in the
do
box?
it. Rash cracks it open.
There's another finger in there.
Yep, there it is. Interesting. Is there... I have to ask, is there like a full set from the same person, or do you just mix and match?
Oh no, it's from the same man. They were a very talented thief who wanted to no longer be a thief, so I took all 9 of his fingers. He had
Rash
lost
is
one. He
counting.
had lost one in a trap.
Okay, that makes sense. Could you not hunt that one down? If they are severed anyway, what's it? Does it matter?
It was a sphere of annihilation, I'm afraid. Yes.
Oh my.
Unfortunate. Well, I shall save this for a rainy day.
Yeah. As your meal finishes off, what would you all like to do? Where is our next destination?
The star.
Yes, we know the stars, but
Space, the great frontier.
anywhere in particular in space
no
you just want to
PC
go
has
drive
ever known.
around?
Evie is putting in the coordinates that she found through the vision.
Yeah, I figure we go
anyone-
try to find.
Can stop her, would not take much, but that's what she's doing.
Nah, I'm with Evie on this one, and with Vim on this one as well.
Finding better options, I suppose. I did
I
want to
take
ask.
Vim aside and I'm just like, well, I think the sooner this is dealt with, the better. It's getting really painful to watch this go down.
yeah, it's gonna be rough, but you know, sometimes
It's time for Evie's character art.
sometimes you know you just gotta.
Honestly, I'm a little bit worried about how Luna will react.
I was-
Yeah, I'm a little bit. There's a world in which this temporarily turns into a face-off.
We can always take his face off. That sounds like a capital idea.
Well, I meant after.
Brandishes her knives.
I mean, after the festivities, it could then turn it into a fate. We have things have to be timed right, so that when people take appropriate action, it's already clear enough that while there will certainly be hurt feelings, there will be understanding too. So it doesn't just seem like somebody went crazy and just started attacking somebody who may or may not have deserved it.
I agree. I also believe that we should potentially make some restrictive plans for Luna in case she sees behavior Uh, we're both on the same page that this doctor does not treat Evie the way Evie should be treated, and I feel like Luna's going to pick up on that fast and try to nip it in the bud.
Yeah, I think that's. See, my concern is how much of that goes, or how much of we take action and she just takes Evie's side in being mad at us. I think there's a gamble there. So
We should have multiple plans.
we should have
I agree.
plans, and I'm not going to like walk in aiming the crossbow at him, but I'll have it.
Preparation for all things.
Exactly. We'll be ready for it. For him, obviously, being terrible, but it has to look like. It also has to be obvious that it's his fault, and we didn't just bust in trying to kneecap
Rash's
him.
stress-eating goblin grubs, just like garlic fried grubs.
Fair enough.
Like
So
herb
everything
garlic?
just has to be timed. Everything has to be timed in a way that it's clearly him being terrible and not us jumping the gun.
Nope.
Agreed. I have a feeling it's going to happen regardless of what we want.
Yeah, probably. Unfortunately, the situation is at hand where he's going to piss us off like real quick, and I think she's going to tap dance through that a little bit.
Now that's one for Emily.
You know, plasmoids can fit into very small spaces. Can find the tiniest cracks
Well,
in the logic.
when time comes, time comes. And Rash goes to shake your hand on it. Just like, we will do what needs to be done.
Yep. It's a little shaken like, oh, I mean, one of us should probably also just check with Darius to see like where he, because like sometimes he seems like he's right, like at least knows what we're thinking, even if he's not necessarily. And then sometimes it's like, yeah, Darius, right, and he'll be like, well, I didn't know what you're, I don't know what you're talking about. So we should probably make this part clear to Darius.
Honestly, that sounds like a good plan. He is still fully in rejection of the idea of cats, even though Evie presented him with numerous amounts of information on cats.
That's true. I need to work.
I mean,
you
if
never
y'all
can tell with him.
if y'all want to go talk to Darius, they have just gotten back to their quarters. They're probably about to start praying.
Oh, okay, so let's interrupt him praying.
Yeah, let's interrupt him before he
Is it
starts.
a day that begins with Y already?
It begins with Y.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in
in
space,
space.
all the days begin with Y.
Saturday, Yunday, Yunday again, but spelled with an O.
Day.
Remember, we've been over
This
this.
day.
Thursday.
Space is weird
Yours
and
day.
big.
Yours day.
Yours day. I think my
Yay
favorite is
day.
Yin's Day.
Yay
It feels like
day,
Pittsburgh.
yay day. Gotta get down on yay day.
Yeah, the infamous space singer, Rebecca Yak.
Yeah.
This is all
Justin
from
Bieber.
It's your girl, Rebecca Yak. Here to sing Yay Day.
It's your boy Yasmin Mold.
She's just a space
Hi,
yak.
Donna.
Rose. Hi,
Oh,
Rose.
I'm actually a bigger fan of Yadana.
What happened, Rose?
Not your daughter.
Oh, new headphones.
So, yeah, I guess we'll go bug Darius. for
Yeah,
a
let's
moment.
bug Darius.
Darius
Wait
as
till-
Knock, 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 knock.
Wait till it gets quiet, then knock.
Yeah.
Wouldn't want to interrupt him.
I've been working on this new quicker prayer to avoid this kind of situation, but it hasn't.
Knock,
really
knock,
been
knock.
effective yet.
Knock, 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 knock.
Hello.
Hey, thanks for inviting us in. So,
Door opens.
I didn't.
so
Darius, we need to talk.
Door closes.
So, like, we're all on the same page as far as, like, Tolatio really sucking and Evie not quite seeing that. And this is going to all blow up and be terrible, right?
Couple things. Respectfully, I have never really met this Dr. Tio, I don't think. Like, we met when there was one in, like, who did we meet in the alternate universe? I get this confused sometimes.
You met Dr. Tolatio in the alternate universe.
That
He was the
Was that
ghost.
alternate Tio?
Yeah, you met Dr. Tolatio Alter in the other universe.
He was the
call
one
him
who was a ghost
Teletio
because
B.
Evie
Yes.
fucked up the math, theoretically.
Yeah.
Mayurk was even worse.
So,
Yeah.
we have not technically met Evie's Teletio yet in person.
No.
Sure,
We
but,
saw a video of him, right?
Yes.
Did we
Yeah.
see that?
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, everyone saw that, including Evie.
you can, but we can put the pieces together, like,
We can
After
certainly-
that video, we can definitely discern some disturbing patterns in their
Okay.
relationship.
Are you guys here to convince me, or are you asking my opinion?
I'm really asking
You
if we're
tell
on the
us.
same page, and then I'm interested in your position and how malleable that is.
Well, I'm going to state, I suppose, that my position is that my priority is Evie's well-being in all ways you can possibly interpret that. Whether or not that involves bringing this Teletio to justice or possibly assist them in some bad situation they're in, they're trying to make the best of or something. That I'm just throwing that up there. It doesn't really matter so much to me. My concern is Evie and this particular group and our safety and well-being. I cannot comment on a hypothetical situation until we encounter it in the practical sense.
I
So,
mean, that's what a plan is.
are we talking about plans like, oh, I'm going to go through the vents or something? Like, are we talking that practical plans or just a general whack 'em on sight? Because that seems extreme.
Well, no, we're not going to do that.
Oh, we will
because
not
then-
be doing that.
Okay, good.
No.
So we're zeroing in on a zone of a plan.
So our concern is one of two things may happen. Is Evie may not, things may come to a head, and either Evie is going to flat out deny it in delusion, or not. And
Delulu.
we do need to be here for her in either of those cases. The other big thing that I am concerned with is our lovely loose cannon Luna either reacting badly in the way where she takes Evie's side against Teletio when Teletio is trying to do something bad towards Evie and just goes along with it. Or
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And they'll never know the end.
Oh
of
no, our
that.
grandma,
easy
it's
and
broken.
Grandma's having tech.
Oh, no.
problems.
Oh,
Hello.
I think
Can you
you're
hear
back.
me?
There
Welcome
she
back.
is.
Hello.
There she
Good.
is.
Where did I leave off?
So, if I may summarize, our
Or
concern.
Luna gets herself in trouble with the doctor herself by defending Evie.
Yes. All right. So, are you coming with a possible solution to that, or are you just making me aware that this is a possibility that we need to prepare for?
This is a possibility and we need to prepare for.
Okay. Well, in the literal sense, then I will prepare hold person.
That's a
I like that
good
plan.
thought.
I like that plan a lot.
But also and keep Revivify prepared. All three
That is
choices.
also a
Yeah.
good plan.
Yes, I am. I know everyone cautious. I am aware there is some times that people think that I am slightly naive, perhaps, or obtuse. A bit of an anvil head, as they used to say back at the monastery. But I understand that when it comes to family, sometimes rationality can fall by the wayside, even to their own detriment. I'm aware that that is a possibility. I am certainly not going to hold it against Evie, or especially not Luna, if that occurs. I appreciate you bringing your concerns to me. I don't know, Chad.
Well,
I was thinking more just along the lines that possibly Darius is a bit of a shop class himbo.
Wood shop.
well, with all that prayer he does.
Hmm?
Well, with all that prayer he does.
I
I
don't think
think
I'm gonna write an
Darius
actual
was
prayer.
like one of the popular kids in his community. Like he
Oh, yeah, he
was.
did
not
the
think
top-
so.
I
he did
fully
not think
believe
so.
it.
Listen, in a private religious school that Darius grew up in, he was the most popular. He was the most eligible bachelor.
Why else do you think that guy hated him so much?
eligible catcher.
Eligible bachelor.
Boo.
No, see, we
Imagine at
can't
one
say.
point walking down the halls, like him and Nito in arm. Nito turns to look at some other people and just has the most shit-eating grin.
Oh yeah, all the time. Like like Nito has never told
Like
you
their
this. But,
version
like,
of the jock and the cheerleader.
well, no, Nito was more of like a nerdy girl growing up.
I mean, she's kind of an
The
adventure
dichotomy of that when
archaeologist.
she's literally the same person.
Yeah, honestly.
But
The
as
double
that
standard.
conversation is happening,
I think down the hall, Evie's like, "Okay, Luna, we need to conspire." They're
The party is
also
splitting.
having like secret time
yeah.
about something
It's about his
completely
birthday
different. She's
present.
like, "Okay, so
Is it-
Mimi, it's about the mimic. They're just taking care of the mimic."
Oh, so hold on. I would like to point something out here. Darius apparently gets the side eye for praying, but these two can have secret time and no one bats an eye.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
already know what they're doing.
Yeah.
At least
but
I
you
hope they're
assume
being.
that you know what I'm doing when I pray.
I hope that they're using protection. That's all I care about.
When you're dealing with a mimic, always use protection.
I mean,
Right, I've got my
Someone's
armor
probably
on. You've
wearing
got your
armor.
armor on. Let's see about feeding her.
It's just like a little pseudopod. Tunk.
Yeah.
like a chameleon
State Farm is
in more
there.
ways than one.
State Farm is everywhere.
State Farm is there.
But I just wanted a reminder that Mimi is still on board and Viv is still unaware, and everyone else knows what's going on.
Oh, that's true. Literally everybody else knows about me.
Yeah.
In fairness, Ben is the one who would kill it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
everyone is just like, nobody tell Viv.
It is. Mimi is getting a little bit big for her current sort of.
Rash has been feeding
Outside
her extra
structure.
snacks when she really shouldn't be.
It's not like she's getting like chubby. She's just like growing.
Does she need a bigger, like a big girl teapot?
She'll need like a big girl teapot soon.
Oh.
Basically, you're all just lucky that Vim's not a Snoop. 'Cause
Have
he's-
we fully left Fairyland yet?
You're
Yeah,
still-
but they have great teapots in
the
Fairyland.
ship is still there. If you'd like, you can call one of the fairies to bring you a teapot.
I will do that. I also want to make sure. Vim, at some point, did you want to say goodbye to Mother Myrtle before we leave?
Yeah, and probably give a quick thanks to Gentle Breeze if she survived, which I don't know about. It's been a crazy time, but probably a quick thing before we set out. And I guess we have a course, so I guess we're setting out. So I guess now's the time.
Now would be the time.
Do you head off the ship, Fim?
Yeah,
All right.
as they ditch.
It takes about 5 minutes to find Mother Myrtle. You see her like sort of wrapping up a box, just in a room. She knows that you're there. She just kind of says, Vim, excellent timing, my dear. This is for Evie. She asked for it. She just hands you this box.
Okay. We're set. We're about to head out, so I'm gonna let you know that.
Yes.
And
I know.
Do you know if Gentle Breeze survived the last couple days?
Yes, but she is. How do I say this? She has decided to voluntarily enter a stasis of some sorts.
Oh, that's...
Gentle Breeze has decided to temporarily petrify as a sort of apology for their actions that they took before seeking out freedom for others.
That's unfortunate, but I suppose they can wake up later and thank them for helping us get things figured out. So we could get the ball
technically
rolling.
speaking, Vim, you should be able to communicate with them. Think of them before you rest tonight.
Fine. I do need to work on all of that.
Yes.
Alright, well, I will keep that in mind. And then just, wanted to say bye before we left and make sure you were all good.
Yes. I am very fine, Vim. I will take care of this planet until you are able to return.
Yeah, I'm definitely come out here free. Stop space from being eaten. Just the little things.
If anyone can do it. Vim, know that you are a collection of people's dreams and the hope that they had for the universe.
See, there is this idea that was like really just lots of fun, and now there's a lot of responsibility on it.
Hope is a powerful weapon. I look
So-
forward to seeing how you choose to wield it.
Alright. Okay, well, this got heavy.
Oh, and if you do something particularly good, I've given Rash a little reward for you. It'll be up to her, though.
Rash sneezes somewhere on the ship.
Bless you.
Alright, I might be able to game that system. Okay. I will see you next time then.
Rash can be
Goodbye,
bribed.
Vim.
Yeah, Vim carries this box.
Yep.
Does not care what's in it. Just brings it in.
Yep.
She said specifically for Evie, right?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, just delivers it straight to Evie. It's like, yeah, Mother Myrtle said you needed something. Here's
Oh,
your
thank you.
box.
It's a teapot. I just thought they were cute.
Oh yeah, there's all
Thank
kinds
you.
of cool stuff. She's got the best trinkets. Yeah, he's do his normal roaming of the ship.
All right. So, unless anyone else has anything they'd like to do while on the Fae planet, it's time for us to head out. And as the ship takes off and begins to fly into Astral Sea, who would like to roll our first traveling percentile?
Oh boy, we're going that route.
Okay, I'll do
Ooh,
it.
like food,
I
like-
nominate Rosalie.
Oh boy.
All
Yeah. Our
Rose.
resident lucky dice.
Roll me a D100.
99.
I'm a little
I
bit
can't tell.
scared. This is like a
Yeah, I can't
the
tell
higher
if that
you
laugh is
roll,
good or
the bigger
bad.
the bitch is that you're gonna have to fight.
I think it's the more unlikely the roll, the crazier it gets. Like a 1 is probably terrible,
Well,
100
technically-
is probably terrible.
All
Every
numbers are
number is equally
likely.
likable.
Yeah. That's how numbers work.
So on
Well,
your first
I'll
day
do
of
100.
travel,
Mm-hmm.
in the distance, you see a very large turtle
Yeah!
with a house on the back of its head.
Oh, I was wondering if we'd ever get back to the turtle.
99.
And he's in the
99.
top. Yep.
Amazing.
Oh, I remember him. Did we want to stop and say hello?
Oh, yes.
Well, hey, you didn't.
Oh,
you
most
didn't get
definitely.
eaten
They
up in
had
space.
that was where we got the strawberries, wasn't it?
Yes.
That was delicious.
We will have to pick up more strawberries. All right, I'm going to
Well,
put
I
her
have
down.
my little planter, but you know, it hasn't borne fruit yet. It hasn't been enough time, I don't think.
Mm-mm. I hail the turtle.
All
As
those
you
turtle.
hail the turtle, the screen begins to like come up with like a picture. Ah, how can I get this thing working again? Ah, there we go. And as it does, as it comes into view, is that same old man, but in a green hat. Ah, who are you?
Hello.
Hello?
I like your hat.
It's us again.
Oh, again. My memory may be going, but it's not gone that far yet.
Oh, we have met. Unless there is a different old man in a different colored hat also living on this space turtle.
Oh my god.
Oh, what color? What do you? Were they wearing a hat? Some of us don't.
Some of you.
Oh.
Yes. Perhaps you met one of my brothers.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Wait, do they have Nurse Joy syndrome? Because this.
Officer Jenny syndrome.
I don't know. I'm getting the vibe of that one guy from Avatar in the boat hats.
Oh. Oh, that would be worse.
That guy.
Oh, please, come. If you've met one of my brothers and not immediately tried to murder me, I'm sure you had a good time with them. Please, I have cabbages.
Oh. Oh, I guess we can do cabbages this time.
I would love some cabbages.
For chat's fun fact, there are 15 of these guys spread throughout my table,
God.
each one with a
Damn
different
it.
vegetable.
Evie
Amazing.
is a little disappointed. She was really looking forward to the strawberries.
It's like, come.
Perhaps you-
Luna is excited for cabbage. It's a very good treat for rabbits. Just
for
saying.
rabbits. Rash is gonna immediately go up to this guy. Well, your brother gave us these lovely strawberries when we were in Tampa.
Oh, that was Thomas. Yes, Thomas
Oh,
and his
boy.
strawberries.
Yes,
Yes.
well, Thomas had.
Yes, I'm Jeremiah.
Hello, Jeremiah.
Oh, Jeremiah the turtle.
Yes, Jeremiah and the cabbages.
No bullfrog?
No, unfortunately, that one was whisked away from me.
Oh, I'm
He was
sorry.
such a powerful
Oh.
specimen, too. Oh,
Oh?
I miss him.
Oh my. My condolences for your
But
loss.
that is a sad story for another day. I'm sure whichever creature pulled them from this dimension into their own is making good use of him.
Probably.
Do you have any tips for growing strawberries? Your brother gave me some seeds, but they have not borne fruit yet.
No, unfortunately for me, I have never been one for berries. Cabbages, though, I can do. Here. It's tradition. And he hands you a packet of cabbage seeds.
Delightful! I shall add it to my collection. Thank you
in
very
addition
much.
to that, I will say there is one little trick with these seeds that you may be missing out on. You see, my brothers and I, we are all sort of naturally attuned to magic because of our lineage. And we tend to infuse our crops with just a teeny bit of magic when we plant them. So perhaps that might be why your strawberries aren't growing. Maybe you just got to get some magic in them.
Vim, do the magic.
I mean, I can do magic. I don't know if I have.
You're the only one.
If I have magic that's like good, I
Perhaps
can make
practice
sure
in your dream state first and get better at the dream magic, and then maybe practice on the cabbage planter before the strawberries.
I dream of a giant cabbage.
Oh, if you like a giant cabbage, come follow me. And they go around to like the back of the turtle where what you thought was a smaller hut is a full giant cabbage, and it says, "Feel free to go at it. I haven't been able to finish it yet."
Cabbage, Charlie Brown. She absolutely tears at some of that.
Confusion. Who is this Charlie Brown? Is it a figure of importance?
I don't know them. I lost my memory.
Evie
That's a
pulls
convenient excuse.
Jeremiah aside and says, "Can I get your contact information for future gift opportunities?"
Oh.
She seems to really, really enjoy those cabbages.
Yes. Now, if you'd like a personal recommendation, they go inside. Please come follow me.
Yes.
Yes. Come on. And they walk into their little hut, and they walk down these stairs. Oh, watch your head. Although I guess you could probably just squish through it, but
Yes,
And
I
they just
could.
lower it, and they come in this incredibly cluttered basement that's just filled with cans and jars. If you want something special to give your friend, and he goes to the very bottom, he picks up what appears to be a root cellar entrance, he reaches down into it, and he pulls out what appears to be this jar filled with cabbage that is red with peppers and other things in it.
Kimchi! The man's got kimchi!
He got kimchi! Oh, this guy's my dude. Yes, absolutely, yes.
Rash would love kimchi.
How many different
Rash.
flavors do you have?
Well, I have this one. She hands you this jar of kimchi.
Yes,
Then
thank you.
you have pickled. Hands you a pickled cabbage
Yes, thank
jar.
you.
And then these ones over here are a special little treat that I make myself. Although I think your friend might be a little bit weirded out to eat them, but I'm sure you can adjust the look to them as you need. But what I do is I take a cabbage leaf, I put some of this rice into it.
Yes.
There's little mushrooms cut out into it, and I fold it around the rice. You bake it, and then you put 2 little slices of apple on top. You make a little cabbage bunny.
I think she might actually love that. I will take one of each.
So I'll give you the recipe. There you go. It's just that I
Thank
don't have a. It just kind of sticks it into you.
Oh, no.
Just like.
Okay. I could. Okay. Thank
Rash
you.
has so much Tupperware in this ship if you need Tupperware.
How much do I owe you?
Nothing. It's what we do. We travel the universe growing vegetables and giving them to travelers that come across us.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
If a friend likes cabbages with the ears, you should look for my brother, Drew.
Drew.
Yes, he has an orange hat. He does carrots.
You do carrots. Yeah.
Yes.
That's. She also likes carrots, so I will keep an eye out for Drew. Is that short for anything, or?
Drewtholomew.
Bartholomew.
Of course it is.
Of
Why
course.
wouldn't it be?
Why not?
Well, thank you.
What,
Makes sense
what
to
else?
me.
What else could it have been?
That makes sense to me.
These will make for a lovely gift. Thank you.
No worries. Enjoy.
Rash needs that kimchi jar.
Yeah, she did get one of each so that Rash could have some as well.
Yes.
I feel like apologies, contrite. I feel like I may have asked this the last time we were here and spoke to your sibling, but I don't know if you restock or take on new items. But I don't suppose you have any books or tomes or instruction manuals of any kind on crafting or blacksmithing or anything?
Nothing of that matter, but I do have this lovely little farming tools book that teaches some basics on farming tools if you'd like to have it. I've kind of grown above it now. I have the turtle helping me out.
I mean, knowledge is knowledge.
Yes. You know, some people say knowledge is power.
I like to think that knowledge is opportunity.
Oh, that's a very, very kind way to look at it.
It's the silver bullet. I don't know where that expression comes from. What would you like for the?
Oh, please take it. We, my brothers, live to help the universe. We are born of it, so we give back to it.
I appreciate the sentiment, though. I feel like I should ask: is there anything just around the house? Anything you need fixing up? I'm quite adept with tools.
I'm actually, honestly, quite good. You know, if
the couch moved?
No, I'm good. Just accept kindness without expecting any sort of give or take. You know what? That's my challenge for you. Accept this kindness without accepting. Kindness does not have to be transactional, my friend.
This looks like he's about to blow up.
Darius has like the
loading, buffering.
Buffering. He has broken.
I will try. Darius just kind of nods and gratefully for the book and just kind of wanders off. Just Darius is, you know, a crafter. He is used to building things and like taking measurements of materials and turning into other things. The concept of
equivalent exchange, you are in you living armor.
To be fair, that's a guiding principle of physics, that things can't be created or destroyed. They can only be changed into one form or another. The philosophically getting
then
something
pass that kindness on to the next person.
Yes, but the getting of something for nothing is just a little unintuitive for someone who is very practical and very much in the material space.
Down with capitalism!
Reject capitalism.
Reject capitalism!
I love this guy.
Embrace community!
He says, living by himself.
I have a turtle.
I'm all for communities and communes and the such. That's how I was raised, but
that sounds like a cult.
I disagree.
This guy's a hoot.
Oh no, that's my brother, Ortwin.
Oh boy.
He has a little bit of beast. He has a little bit of beast folk in him. Has a bit of owl.
Interesting.
If he is your brother, then do you not also have a bit of beast folk?
Could be a brother from another mother.
different mothers.
Gotcha.
This is an interesting point of clarification coming from you.
Our father was very
family dynamic.
My father was very well, he sowed his wild oats, some might say.
He was also
My parents were the same way.
Oh, I do like oats. Darius, we have that farming book now. Do you think that we could have like a little farm on the ship? Could we have like a little...
To clarify, it is a book of farming implements, so it's probably full of pitchforks and hoes.
Darius, you should not have language.
Oh no, I didn't give you that book.
What book exactly?
The book with all the special farming implements.
For research purposes.
What is
the book? Hold on.
What did Darius think he was about to be praying about?
Oh, you want a prayer book?
Hold on.
Here.
I
He
cannot
just kind of like
this
hands you
slide.
this brown paper bag, Darius. I'll give you something to pray about.
Oh my.
A book.
Darius is just utterly flabbergasted because the metaphor doesn't translate like the other book of farming. Farming what? Raising like sexy singles in your area from the ground? How does farming?
Grow your own dryads in 10 easy steps.
Okay, there's a lot.
There's a lot to
concerning
unpack there.
How does Darius knows the phrase "sexy"?
I'm pretty sure that's grooming.
Wait, you can grow your own dryad? Is that not for creating life?
Magic.
That's kind of like what Dr. Tolatio does.
Oh,
In
no.
some way, would that not be diddling your
Well,
own
let's
child?
let's
at that
hope
point?
not.
Oh no, you don't diddle
why
with the
would you- why
dryads.
would you
That's
do
dangerous.
Why would you do that?
You never diddle a dryad. That's a way to get your ass smited.
This conversation has gone.
You
into
diddle a
strange
dryad, and the
territory.
huntress is going to shoot an arrow so far up your. You know what? Never mind.
If you say it one more
way to
time, you
piss off
have to name the
Pollard.
episode "Diddling Dryads." Just so you know.
I refuse to make that.
That's my hard line to say. You're not saying it again, or you have to name it. And I'm gonna hold you to it.
What if I say it? What if I say
I don't
diddling
know
dryads
exactly.
again?
I don't know exactly what's going on, but,
Welcome to the
Only
club.
will.
but it feels a little bit like the dryads aren't getting a choice in the diddling here, and that doesn't seem very.
No, there's
One
no
of the many
diddling.
layers of the
No,
weirdness.
why?
No, there's no diddling. I don't know why you think there's diddling.
You
Shouldn't
gave
they
us.
have
You
it-
said
should-
this was the special book.
Yes, to
Shouldn't the
grow the
dryads
dryad. No, that's not the special book. That special book I gave you is for prayer.
Shouldn't the dryads have a choice in that though? I don't know. I don't know
In
how this
existing?
works.
Did you have a choice to
No.
exist?
That's a fair point. None of us chose.
Well,
I wish.
that's not even what I was.
Dares
no, I
into
was
the
talking
middle
about
distance.
No, I was saying shouldn't the dryads have a choice in the diddling?
I mean, of
You're
course
not
they do.
diddling
They're,
the
they're,
dryads.
they're sentient beings.
Okay, well you're just saying there's no, and it's just a flat no.
Well,
and
no,
you
I
can't
don't.
have a
I
choice.
don't. Listen, I'm not into wood.
I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
I lost the beat on this conversation.
It has drifted
Darius,
off into
Oh no,
space.
he does not sell beets. That is probably a brother. He sells cabbages.
Yes,
does
no.
not sell.
Yes,
he
that
gives
is true.
cabbages.
That's
I'm sure
just
he
my
has a
brother
brother that
Beatus.
sells beets.
I'm
must
gonna
be one of
start
the younger
hitting
ones.
myself in the face with this wooden block.
Edith must be one of the younger ones. Once your parents got old enough to stop being creative.
Can we leave?
No,
please?
beets can be very delicious.
No, it's
I
not
love
that bad. It's just the naming convention going from
Oh yes.
from this to Beatus, and he sells beats like
Honestly,
one of those-
take it
It's
from
a step
some.
down from Drew Tholomew.
Yeah,
I'll
it's-
agree with you, Chad.
you have you
Take
have
it
enough.
from somebody who knows. After the 100th kid, you the creative juices are no longer
Your name's
flowing.
5. Get out.
Your
I just
name
like-
is version 13, something like that, right?
Get out. Yeah.
So it's nice
Crash
seeing
covers
you.
the
Bye.
ears.
It got weird there at the end, right?
Yeah, it did. It did.
Anyway, Darius, you should build me a greenhouse for all of these vegetables we are now keeping, apparently.
That'll be a bit of an interesting project because we'll need to create a sealed temperature environment for them, but we'll also need to do some tests on whether the lighting in the ship is even sufficient for
There is
photosynthesis.
you do have a empty sort of room on the ship that you could use for a greenhouse.
Also, Evie's
Kimmy,
been
Kimmy,
growing-
I would like to point out that Darius is a
Kimmy,
carnivore, so he can't eat any of the things you grow.
Kimmy.
No, it
Well,
doesn't
that's
eat
okay because I'm an
plants.
herbivore and I can't eat any of the
I
meat. So,
Would
Kimmy,
like
Kimmy,
to point
Kimmy.
out that I already have a greenhouse to grow all of the plants from the Fey planet we crash landed on.
Yeah, but do you want to mix
Do we still
have
plants
that
with
greenhouse?
plants? So
Are we
black
growing
people.
those plants still?
Were we not
I thought we-
supposed to?
Well, what happened in the other universe with those Fey plants?
I
Or
think it
just
was
in
a
this
different
universe
plant.
with the Fey plants?
Are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure it was specifically said that it looked very familiar.
I thought they were different.
Well, we
As you
should
look over to the greenhouse, it's just been filled with plants.
We should. We
A
should
flower
maybe
blooms
burn
and there's a
that
face
greenhouse.
inside.
Yeah.
Feed me, Seymour.
We might need
Feed
to.
me.
No, I meant like more of a humanoid face.
We might need
Yeah.
to swing by a sun and evacuate that room.
Well, I
Space
think we
them?
can I'll just throw a flaming sphere in there and it'll be it'll be
Nothing's
sad
ever happened
because
with
I've
flaming
been
spheres, yeah.
working on that greenhouse for months now, but
I mean, that plant hasn't tried to kill you yet, Evie.
that's true.
I could fashion some bars for the plant. I heard once of a garden on my world that was made specifically as sort of a attraction because every plant in the garden was some variety of poisonous, and all the plants were actually behind bars.
Well,
There's
if
a
this
real garden
plant
like
is
this
going
in
to be
Did they
such a
commit crimes?
No, they were dangerous. It was to protect the people from outside the cages. Or I suppose you could say to protect the plants from people
From
sticking-
devastation.
I guess it is a crime if one is inherently poisonous.
Not gonna go there.
Um,
Not doing it. I'm not
Rose,
doing
you're my
it.
favorite human being.
I will do what needs to be done.
We trust your judgment, Evie. If you need to, you will do what's necessary, but don't necessarily just go right to the extreme. If you've been growing them this long and it seems to be fine, keep at it. Just keep an idea, and I'm more than willing to help fashion something to help secure them further if you need it.
Propagator, do not kill me.
So, Will, can I
Mother,
make some sort of
please.
check when we get back on the ship to, like, see if those are the same plants?
Yeah, make me a nature check.
Uh-oh. Not a nature check. Actually,
not-
my nature's okay.
Try not to think about any pollen or
So
spores
that's
you
a
breathed in while you're
success.
sleeping.
That you can tell, Evie, that these are the same plants. However, with
Oh.
one major difference, because on the other planet, on the other universe, everyone but Evie died. So those plants probably got a taste for humanoid flesh. These ones don't have that taste. So, like, by all rights, they're fine.
Yet.
Until they get
Yeah.
No one bleed
human
on them.
flesh in
Yeah.
them.
Just don't, get a cut near them.
Well, then they would have a taste for plasmoid flesh, which would be bad for me, but objectively better for the majority of sentient species. I'll have to think on this. And Evie closes it up for the evening so she can go work on better PvE for Tolatio.
All right, and there's only one more evening of travel that we have. So, who wants to roll me the D100?
Can I do it?
Go for it, McKenna. Watch her get like a 2.
It's a 97.
Holy shit!
Nice.
Okay, give me a second. All right, so you all come across on the second day of travel a black hole.
Uh-oh!
That's much worse.
And
It was fun knowing y'all.
it is contained. There appears to be some magical devices around it containing it and stopping it from growing. And in addition to that, sort of in the area, you can see a number of humanoid astral ships. Astral divers, aka the little mechs that we've seen before. All just kind of like parked on top of these like boards. And then you see one of them going towards the black hole and basically riding it like a whirlpool and then kicking out of it and then landing. So it's like a black hole half pipe.
That is very cool.
Interesting.
Not worth the risk, I think.
That seems like a...
The ship gets a hail.
Hello.
Whoa, Cha, bunny girl! Nice to meet ya! Be careful, this is a black hole. It will suck up your ship and destroy you.
Yeah, we know.
Aye, cool.
Wait, we do?
Oh, yeah, it's a black hole. It'll suck up the ship and destroy it.
Cha, what they said. Right on, Slime One.
Cha.
Anyway,
Terrible.
so why are you guys doing that?
'Cause we can! And then another one jumps in and does some tricks.
Okay.
Honestly,
Well,
Rash is into it. Rash jumps.
Wait,
Oh,
you're
Cha!
trying to use her
Where?
roll?
We're
in our
flying
ship. We're in our
by.
ship.
They hailed the ship, right? And
Yeah,
we're
they
by the
hailed the
black
ship.
hole.
We're not
You're not
down. They're
You're
on our
not
like
down.
dots.
They're on the
Yeah.
comms.
They're on the space Skype.
Cha, do you want to come along, Goblin Grandma?
No.
She jumps out of the airlock.
Cha, they just kind of they just kind of grab you with the mech hand, and there's like a little door in there. You can crawl up through it into like the cockpit, and there is just this gnarly
This is Rash's
dude.
retirement. She wants to discover new things.
There is this like absolutely like built like probably like 65-year-old human man who just has like this like braided beard and like this braided hair but with a bald spot on top. He's like,
Yeah.
Cha, welcome to the Surfer.
Most excellent.
Yeah.
Now show
All right.
me how to do the surfer.
So here's
And
what's going to
takes
happen.
her pan off her back and she puts it underneath her.
Cha. Alright, so here's what's going to happen. We got some controls right here. This is your thrust, this is your drift, this is your pull, this is your flip. And then we just kind of jump in. You don't want to hit the center of the black hole. If you hit the center of the black hole, we get sucked in and instantly die. But totally avoidable,
Interesting.
totally safe. And do not worry, we got clerics with Revivify on hand. Cha.
There would need to be a body for that to work.
This seems like a very, very good investment of time. Yes.
Cha. So, if you want to try, do you want to drive or do you want me to drive, Cha?
I love how your surfer is like accidentally British.
3 different accents here. Yeah,
It's
he's
great, I love this
Australian,
thing.
British,
This is
and
my- this is-
Californian.
It's really
What's
kind
the
of
change?
This
There's
is
no
just me
accent.
having our fun.
Australian for me.
Space
I,
Cha.
I had an instinct of
Rash
letting,
is gonna be like, you only live once, right? Let's try driving. I
Alright.
think I picked up enough from Evie.
Okay.
I like how someone gave you a hero point right away.
when we first saw this, at
Thank
first
you.
I thought
Thank you, Mark.
it was like robots, and there was a natural instinct to want to like just see what would happen if like did something to kind of throw the balance off, and I see now that well, it would have been a disaster for some people, but I'm not going to do it for sure now since Rash is over there. But there were moments where I was thinking, what if I just like nudged him a little bit? Like, what if we did something to like nudge him a little bit? But it's not happening. I'm not going to do it now.
Whoa, Cha,
I
intrusive
was
thoughts,
just-
my dude.
I was just wondering. I was just thinking.
Alright, so, Rash, whilst you are driving this mech, I'm going to need just a straight up, it is a sleight of hand roll to be able to perform the maneuver.
And
Oh boy, a
Yeah.
sleight of
I need a-
hand.
You did this. You
Use a
did
sleight
this.
of hand
I
roll.
did do this. I did this
You
to
picked
myself.
this path.
Would you say that is a saving?
No,
No?
it is a sleight of hand skill check to drive.
Fine. That's
So,
not
Rash,
terrible,
as
actually.
you jump in, you start to go, and it starts to drift towards the middle, and you get a little bit too close. Make me a dexterity saving throw. As that is a failure to not
That I
get
can do
sucked
because I
into
do
the
that
black
with
hole.
advantage.
All right.
I do dexterity with advantage, so
Yep.
Wait, are you raging for that? Do you suddenly get road rage and get better?
no,
Or
as
you
a
just get it
goblin,
as a-
I
gotcha.
get
Someone
dexterity.
Someone
I just get it.
slap her or something.
So Rash, at the
That'd be
last
really
second,
funny.
right before you hit the hole, it's like, oh no, Grandma, you got to pull up, and then, boom, you manage to just pull it right at the last second. Rash, because of your close encounter with the
Rash!
center of a black hole, you've gained a new ability. Rash, you've gained a gravity well. As an action,
Ooh.
you can activate an aura that causes all terrain within 10 feet of you to become difficult terrain. and any enemies need to make a strength saving throw, DC 15, or be pulled 5 feet towards you.
That's a 10 radius?
Yeah, 10-foot radius becomes difficult terrain for all creatures, and any enemies within that radius need to make a strength save, DC 15, or get pulled 5 feet towards you.
Nice.
That
And that
was-
counts as an action or a bonus action?
That is an action to use.
Got it.
But once you've activated the aura, it is on for a minute.
Nice.
know-
And y'all didn't want to jump into the black hole. Rash comes back after doing that half pike, and she's like, I feel 3 years younger.
Fun fact, if Rash would have failed that, she would have been dead with no way to revive her.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's a black
risk,
hole.
no-
I mean,
No risk,
Luna
no
thought
reward.
about it.
Light can't escape from black holes.
No risk, no reward, baby.
I'm
We
not
just
even gonna-
everyone drives the ship through the black hole.
I mean,
and we all figure out what's on the other
would you
side.
recommend it,
There's
Rash?
nothing on
Would
the
you
other
recommend
side.
trying it?
Oh
There's
no,
a-
not for somebody of your youth. Listen, I'd had my time. If it was time to go, it was time to go. But you have life to live, Luna. There will be time for black hole half pipes later on in life.
Hey, Evie, just hit the gas. Just hit the gas while we're all in the ship. Just hit the gas, so we get away, and we're
in
too
the
far
room.
away.
We can hear you.
Whoa, Cha! Anyone else want to
Just
come
hit the
on
gas.
for a
Just hit the
ride?
gas.
I would
Don't
like
answer.
to
Just hit the
try
gas.
No,
Just hit the gas.
no.
Just
I
hit the
would
gas.
like
Why are
to
you not
try.
hitting the gas?
Is Rash back on the ship?
Yes,
Luna
Rash
starts
is-
climbing
Rash is
out
back on
of
the
the
ship.
I gas it. I gas it. I gas it. We're leaving.
That was fun.
This group, man.
Luna comes back. Oh, I wanted to. Oh no. Oh, I'm so sorry, Luna. I thought we were done with that game. My bad.
That is okay.
Is that the first time Evie's lied to Luna?
Maybe.
Oh,
For the greater good.
oh. That's how it always starts.
That's
Something
how it
like
always
that.
starts.
You know, saving somebody from a black hole.
Yep.
Rosalie, just so I know, roll me a sleight of hand check.
Oh boy.
I'm curious. I want to see what could have been. Luna would have been able to do a cool trick. Oh well.
In this
I was like, my
timeline.
sleight of hand's better than Rash's. I could have done it.
Yeah. Mine's,
But if
Yes.
you
not
roll
great, although it
low,
has gotten better.
you die, or
Listen, that's what that's
I've
what
got a
the
plus-
hero points are for.
I've got a 21 in dexterity.
So, about the fundamental lack of self-preservation on this ship,
Hello?
I'm just saying that it feels
2 out
like
of 5 ain't bad.
it's probably one of the best numbers we've gotten so far on you know, the people not trying to survive.
Also, Rash, I am a little bit concerned that you don't seem to care as much about your own safety because you're older?
Bah. It's fine. This is Evie. If retirement is not for having fun and making risks, what's it for?
Wait,
I
you've been
know,
retired this whole time?
but I hope you know that I would be very
Here's my
upset
veteran card.
if you fell into a black hole and we could not retrieve you.
This just says I'm old, I do what I want.
That is in fact the official Goblin veteran
And old
card
is spelled
slogan.
wrong.
No, it's spelled OLDE, like ye
Ye old.
old.
I mean, it is potentially very old, so that might work.
Oh,
Is the danger of combating it, like existence
It is quite
disappearing
the
not
rush.
enough?
Listen, I chalk it up to youth. You'll get it when you're older.
I could be older. I don't know.
That's true.
I mean, I know how old I am.
How old are you, Darius?
That's for me to know.
Well, what is the point of knowledge if you are not going to share it?
I mean, not all knowledge should be shared.
Really?
Anyway, look what I can do now. And she draws everybody in 5 feet.
Oh, group hug!
Group hugs for everyone from Grandma.
Yay!
Grandma's using gravity to force group hugs on their children.
Yeah.
Honestly, this actually is the perfect power for Rash.
Will, do I
Yes.
need to roll to make PPE for
No,
Tolatino?
you can make some PPE for the doctor.
Like good.
Yes,
good
you
stuff.
can make some good shit.
Nice.
Nice. But as you all basically rest for the night, the next morning, the next moon comes into view. Fully built and fully immersed. You can tell that this moon is actually like a natural moon. It does appear, though, as though one of the craters, much like the first lab that you found, has been turned into a docking bay of sorts. And there is a open docking bay as well as another ship there. Evie, you recognize it as the Dr. Tolatio ship.
We're here. Okay.
Do you bring the ship into land?
Yes.
The ship lands and the gangway extends. You can exit into this lab if you would like.
Yes. Do I knock? Do I?
It's a sort of just open door.
I mean, it is your home, isn't it?
It is, but I haven't been back in a while, and it wouldn't surprise me if he was still under the impression that I was a wanted criminal.
Oh, you are not a wanted criminal anymore. There's no more bounties on our heads. So
Yes, but
I
they
think that we
ran-
can.
They ran all those ads about us being wanted criminals, but they didn't exactly run any ads saying that we were exonerated because we weren't exonerated legally. But it's possible that he got the first news and not the second because the second was not news.
Cut to Vim making sure all his weapons are on him and everything.
I will knock anyway, which does not sound like a whole lot. It's just kind of like a there's not a whole lot of bone.
So, like,
to
as
knock
you
with.
knock on the airlock to the ship just kind of opens itself up, and you see standing in front of the door another plasmoid with no chlorophylms, just completely standing there neutral. And you hear a voice, Evie. You hear them say, "Hello, I'm Experiment 3, version 14. Welcome to Dr. Tolatio's lab. He is currently not seeing any visitors. Please reboard your ship and exit this premises. Thank you."
Oh, I see. Hello. My name is Experiment 3 version 13. I promise I'm no longer a wanted criminal.
We want to see her, Dad.
Hello.
I don't know if I'd call him
Experiment
that,
3,
but-
version 13. It is a pleasure to meet you. I'm Experiment 3, version 14, your superior.
Yes.
Please exit this area and return to your ship.
I don't know if I would necessarily consider you a superior, but I'm sure that you did help Tolatio in my absence. If you could fetch him for me, or let me in and I can just find him.
The doctor does not wish to be disturbed currently. They are finishing up a project that should solve the problems that are currently plaguing the universe.
Yes, the Calistigian Order.
Yes.
I
Can
mean,
we
we
make
have
an
information
appointment?
about that.
Do not worry, the doctor has already fulfilled his final solution for this problem.
I don't like
Oh.
that terminology.
Hate that. Out of character, hate that. In character, oh, that sounds excellent. Perhaps we can help.
He is in the final process of preparing the device to do so. Do not worry, it will be completed soon. If you have loved ones,
Rash
I would
having war
recommend checking in with
flashbacks.
them.
Yes,
Oh.
that's
Oh,
why I'm
Evie,
here.
are you okay? I am checking in on you.
Considering,
Yes, I'm okay.
Okay.
considering a history of fuck ups, we're just gonna check in.
I'm afraid I cannot let you see the doctor at this time.
Now
If
you see here, you just said that she should check on her loved ones. One of her loved ones is this self-proclaimed doctor.
Yes.
Therefore,
That is true.
by your own logic, she should go check on him.
Or we're
Yes,
trying to
but if
logic bomb them.
they do not want to see you, should you not respect your loved one's wishes?
That depends. What takes priority? Checking in with your loved ones or respecting their wishes that may be misinformed?
I believe a successful experiment would be respecting the doctor's wishes.
It's also possible that the doctor made the request not to be disturbed before and without knowledge of the information that we present. Now that we have new information, I think the doctor should be given the chance to make a new decision. He may still choose not to be disturbed, but he may also be interested in hearing the information that we currently have. New situations with new information require new assessments.
This is true.
If you
A
would
good
like,
experiment would know that.
if you would like to meet with the doctor, even though they are not taking visitors, you are free to attempt force. And he just steps outside from the door, and the door opens.
You say use force, but then you open the.
Rash goes up.
Yep. As you go up to the door, Rash, it is dark in that room.
Well, not for nothing, let's go!
All right. Rash steps in.
I'm just gonna keep I'm just gonna keep
look
doing a
around.
sacred flame in my hand. Just to...
It appears to just be an empty room. There's a door on the other side.
Everything seems alright, everyone.
Perception
Yeah.
check.
We're gonna get in there, and the door's gonna be locked behind
Yeah,
us. and then he's
perception
gonna
check.
Sick something on
I
us.
wanna look around.
13.
Hang on. Let me take my advantage off. 1 second.
You
Alright.
see no traps in the room, Evie. You see no
I see
traps in the room, Rash.
absolutely.
Vim, you see no traps or other creatures in the room.
Oh boy.
Thank you for letting us in. And I walk past.
I also assumed at some point we had a full rest, yes?
Yes, you've had
Yeah.
2 days of full rest.
I love that. That's what I assumed. Just making sure. Between the black holes and whatnot.
As Vim's going past, he's just like, so what kind of thing you're gonna sick on us?
I will be sicking nothing on you.
Okay, but you know what I mean.
I am simply.
What is this?
I
What
am
is this
simply,
force that you speak of then?
I am simply the greeting experiment 3 version 14. There are many more of us. That is why we are superior.
Also, it took a bunch of you to try to add up. Gotcha. That's like just what I'd expect.
Well, we only have one of our EV, and she seems perfectly capable to me, so why do they need so many of you?
Certainly seems to be able to think for herself a
Personality
little bit better.
was deemed a defect.
Yours certainly is.
Oh.
And
Evie nods sympathetically and just says, "Yes,
None of
I
it.
heard that there was a defect with the personalities in the version 14s, but
on that
perhaps
note,
that can be helped as well."
Please entertain yourself whilst you wait for your ultimate destruction. And the door closes behind
Yep.
you.
You think
Wait
this
for
is a
that.
shocking moment, but it's not.
And
I called it.
the room begins to light up, and the floor that you're on begins to lift up magically into the air, and each of you finds yourself in a room alone. And as we zoom out
Ah,
from the rest
shit.
of the party, we see that they have now found themselves in a massive cube that appears to be changing and growing.
Are you hypercubing us?
I heard you like puzzles. Thank you all so much for coming to tonight's episode of the Astral Calling. Join us next time as our party attempts to get a meeting with Dr. Tolatio to discover exactly what the doctor has ordered. Thank you all so much for coming, and we'll see you all on the next one. Bye-bye.
It's a test. It's just a fun little test.